Hi, this is Robert McCrae, and I'm going to show you today how to plant arugula by using coconut coir and arugula seed and a trace mineral that I put in as a supplement to enhance the minerals that we don't normally get in our soils. It's organic, 100% organic. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bag, and I measured it out for this particular demonstration. The demonstration is that I smooth it out, make sure it's even throughout the whole tray, and just slightly make sure that nothing is sticking up. And coconut coir is really good. It's this particular one is called Black Magic. I get it at Home Depot. It's really inexpensive. A whole bag is 20 bucks, and you can get a lot of trays out of that for the beauty. So what I do is also take a brick and I flatten it down. And the reason I flatten it down is so that it's very level. The seeds it's very level, and it prepares the seeds to have a very good start in the beginning. So press it down, spend the time pressing it down and keeping it flat. The flatter it is, the better the germination, the better the foundation it is for the seed to take off. Okay, so I wear gloves, especially if I'm doing other people's growing for them. But if I'm doing my own, I want to put my hands in the soil. I want that soil to connect with the seed. I want my DNA to be on that seed. So when you do this, it's really important to know if you're doing it for someone else, because just for reasons, sanitary reasons, arugula is what I'm using right here. And what I do with that is I take a cup of this, fill it up. I happen to know it's a quarter cup. And then I start spreading the seeds from one end to the other. So I evenly spread them here. And as I'm spreading them, I say a chant. I'll let you know what that chant is. But particularly I use that to make sure they're evenly spread out. Okay, now I also go back, when the seeds are already spread, I go back and I just lightly make sure that they're all contacting I call it's the coconut coir. Make sure they connect with the coconut coir. Lightly put some pressure on the seeds, lightly, because it makes that contact, and do it throughout the tray. Okay, for germination purposes, I go between 10 and 20 ounces, so 15 ounces of water sprayed on the seeds. And you mark your bottle accordingly, and you just start spraying them. 15 ounces of water sprayed on the arugula seed. This would work good for broccoli seed as well. You take a hood, the other tray, you spray the top of the tray, the hood, what this does, it traps them, it also makes it dark in there as if they've been underground, and it's moisture, so it has a moment to germinate in the next 24 hours. You just stick the hood on top.
Robert, tell me how many days you keep them in the dark.
3 days in the dark has produced rapid growth, and a lot of nutrient value is in the seeds, and seeds are such a powerful part of the growth, and they're magical because of all the nutrients that's locked inside those seeds are going into the stem of the plant.
So this broccoli right here is literally in the dark for 3 days from seed.
Yes.
And it's, can I zoom in enough to see how tall it really is?
It's about a ½ inch tall.
There we go.
Hmm?
Amazing, just from seed. So this thrived into what it is right now from just water. So the water is that important.
Water is that important. It's 6.0 water. pH.
And the basil too. Oh, where am I?
I'm thinking basil should be a day longer, and we might get more of a growth out of it. Then we would get a longer stem. If we just take an extra 3 days, an extra maybe 2 days longer with basil in the dark, would get that stem up there. This is sunflower. And a great germination that is actually good mold.
Germination mold.
Mm-hmm. Very powerful stuff. It's just incredible how it looks.
So, sunflower seeds. There they are, and that's what they do in 3 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the lid was taken off this morning, and you're just giving them a tad bit of light until you actually turn the lights on.
Yeah, I don't have a number on that one yet. A number of hours that they should be. I just know that if we do take the lids off, that the moisture in the air needs to be at least 55% humidity.
And so, not quite there yet. What are the other numbers on that?
Highs and lows. So
Point at them.
yeah, the object is not to go below 50, and we're down at 29. So it was an emergency situation to get it up to 50.
And what did you do in the emergency situation?
Put pans of water on the floor to create humidity. It's that simple. It doesn't have to be a complicated thing.
So you just put some water in that pan, and then you've got a fan blowing on it.
Right. And that's like a humidifier, which emits moisture in the air.
You know, we should probably move the electrical stuff if there's a pan of water next to it.
Nah, that's okay. Yeah, be careful. But I'm safe with that.
Can you tell me the reason you have fans in here?
Air circulation.
Why is that important?
Air movement is like being outside and in a breeze.
6 ounces in the basil tray.
And it comes to the other side, so I wouldn't do any more than 6 ounces. Okay. Perfect. And it's back to level. Don't have to do anything more than that right there. Not 6 ounces, and it's got water. This is the one I'm a little concerned about because I put too much in. More
And
than
once again, we're still needing that water. Flaxseed needs a lot of water. That's why I use this mat. It holds the water and the seed together so good. So that's okay. Let's experiment with a different amount of water on the second tray.
Yeah.
But you did this one. This is number 2. This one you haven't done yet. This is considered number 1.
So this is a drier version, a little drier.
It's grown a little bit better. This was the one on the top stacked with 3. This was number 1. This was in the middle, which you would think would be warmer. And then number 3. So the top one seems to be just a little bit more germinated.
I would not water this tonight.
So can you tell me what you do to keep bugs out of the plants? Little flying bugs that really
Hydrogen peroxide.
like hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, I use it once a week, and could be every other day depending on the situation. Hydrogen peroxide is a natural way of killing your pests that will attack your fruits and vegetables, and it cleans it, and it just they'll stay away. Distilled water is really good because then that gives you an opportunity to add whatever you want to a very blank slate. Purified water just takes the elements out, and that's what we're using here, taking all the purified water. Also, we add back lowering the pH. Usually it's at 7.0, so we take it down to 6, and that gives the uptake to the plants like that. It's a little bit acidy, and we can begin to take all the fluoride is taken out of it, all the pesticides are taken out of it, and all the pesticides, meaning what they take to kill the bacteria, in city water. So that's how we when you diffuse it, even in the air, make sure it's purified so it isn't absorbing into the plants. Very key point. Thank you.
So very thick. It's finally all filled in. And now it just has to get thicker in that spot. Can't even tell where it's at. It's right underneath. And you can tell from up here, this goes down because it's gotta fill in like the rest of it. How sweet it is.
Hi, Robert McCrae. These little microgreens in this little square container, still growing and live, is the absolute most nutritious product you could have to eat. It is a lot of chlorophyll, a lot of vitamin A, a lot of nutritional vitamins, especially if it's broccoli. Broccoli has a unique component called sulforaphane. It helps rebuild the brain mass if you have Alzheimer's or things like that, or it helps build back, especially if you've been a smoker for all these years. It really builds back the brain matter so you can actually think again.